Yo, I am here with the amazing Seth Alexander.
What's up?
He has a channel called Black White Guy in America. My pleasure to meet you, sir.
Hello, sir, for the first time ever in life. Never met you or talked to you before.
And Seth's, well, I'd say one of Seth's specialties on this channel is talking about no porn and no fap. Quitting porn and no fap.
Yeah.
Some might say he's actually a no fap guru.
Yes.
Of sorts.
Yes. No fap lord.
So I had the idea of let's ask Seth what are his experiences on NoFap and get this wise guru's sage counsel on this very delicate topic.
Yeah.
So Seth, can you share with us your experiences of quitting porn and NoFap, and maybe talk about like the whole progression of when did you first start looking at porn and
Yeah. So my background, it sounds so weird talking about this, but yeah, my background with porn, I used to watch porn at least 3 times a day, in the morning, after work, and before I went to bed. That was my ritual, and it was essentially a part of who I was as an individual. And I stumbled upon NoFap because at a certain point my mind was so embedded in pornography that I started questioning my sexuality. I started questioning a lot of different things. My thinking wasn't clear, and I started looking up symptoms I was having, Googling online, and I found that there are other guys that experience what I was going through. And one thing led to the next, and that was the one thing I knew I had to get out of my life. And here I am 2.5 to 3 years later, free from porn's grasp on me.
That's awesome, yeah. And I'd say I've had a similar story where I just found myself looking at porn all the time, not thinking it was bad for you.
Right.
Right. I feel like porn is almost kind of like the next cigarettes. Like everyone's smoking cigarettes. 80 years ago, 70 years ago or something, and suddenly people realized this is actually bad for us. I feel like porn is the next like cigarettes for our generation.
Yeah, and you're right. It's something you didn't think that it was a bad thing, especially since everyone else is doing it. And that's probably the number one from all the haters I get is, oh, I fap every day and I'm doing fine. I've got a good job. I do well with girls and all that stuff. But it's not until you take a step back that you can actually see what you're missing out on as far as life is concerned. And
and then also with the site Your Brain on Porn, now there's lots of science coming out showing how porn is bad, how limiting masturbation has lots of benefits. All the science is starting to come out. So,
right. Yeah. Totally. And if it wasn't for Your Brain on Porn, I would not be here. I guess I would have found my way eventually, but yeah, Gary played such a tremendous role in getting me away from the addiction, and I've not looked back ever since.
Awesome set, yeah, Sam. All right, so can you share with us like the benefits that you've felt and kind of your how has things gone on your journey of?
Yeah, I think it's easy to get caught up on these small benefits. I can list off a series of benefits: more attraction from women, more focus, more level-headed. But what I like to do is envision the totality of my life, and I like to do a snapshot of where I was and where I am now. The totality of my life is what's changed the most, from the way that I am as an individual, how I interact, how I traverse through the world, my mentality, my mindset, my focus, my drive. It's almost as if, a snake sheds its skin. That's where I'm at now. I've shed my skin, and the totality of my life, that is the major benefit. I have more energy, if you want to get to the nitty gritty. I have more energy. I live with more purpose, more passionately, and I see a lot more clearly. And these are things that you can't, scientifically speaking, you can't really accept or see when your brain is constantly in that state of, porn. So I would say the ultimate benefit is just having a fresh start every single day and not being clouded by something that's got a hold on you.
Nice, yeah. Just meeting you in person, I feel like your presence is very grounded. It seems like you're very. I'd say one of the main benefits for me of like quitting porn and doing NoFap is just a higher self-esteem, and just like it's not just a self-esteem in general of like working out, but it's also like a healthier sexual self-esteem of it. It's almost like this like masculine or healthy sexuality self-esteem that you kind of just feel.
Yeah, exactly. And it's kind of weird to see myself in this way now, and I can't envision how I used to be. It's just it's a complete separation. But you've said it. I mean, it's just more grounded, and I was more beta, you know. That's the best way I could put it. I was just more beta. I was weak, emotionally, mentally, physically.
Flaccid, yeah.
Very much so.
Living life flaccid.
Yeah.
And then, now with no porn, no fap, living life erect.
Erect every day.
And that's another symptom is you get, like, once I quit porn and no fap, I have a lot more morning boners. And it's just like...
Yeah. I literally penetrate life every single day.
Yeah. Another thing that came to mind, I haven't really heard many people talk about this, but I think another thing with porn is there's also kind of like this unconscious like power aspect to it, that you could like see all these hot girls naked, and not just naked, but you could see them in like various sexual acts. I think there's some sort of like unconscious, like almost like feeling of having like power over girls that people might get. I don't know, that's just something I was thinking about earlier.
Yeah. Women used to essentially rule my existence. They used to be everything I thought about. And, you know, how couldn't it be when I was engaging in it so much, you know, porn, I was engaged in, you know, chasing women and fapping to women. And so, again, taking that big step back, you start seeing women in a different light. First off, you start appreciating relationships with women a lot more, but also, you stop seeing them as something that you have to chase. You start seeing yourself more as equals. And in some cases, I see myself more as the prize, and the woman is the one who has to kind of chase me. It's not that I like to, you know, play these games like that, but essentially, I don't see women on a pedestal anymore. I see us as equals, and I see them as not even women, just another person, another human being that I want to have a relationship with.
Awesome.
Yeah, totally.
All right, and for people who are kind of new to these ideas, and for those people who are trying to quit porn, it's really hard. You know, from my own experience, it's really hard.
Yeah.
It's almost like a rite of passage to becoming a man.
Yeah.
So, what would be your number one tip to the viewers who are who have decided to try to quit porn and do nofap?
Yeah. So first and foremost, just get busy. It's easier said than done, I know, but just if you give time to fall back into your vices, then you're going to find time to fall back into your vices. So I made myself extremely busy. You know, the same time I started nofap was the same time I picked up a camera, and I worked the 9 to 5 at the time, but after my 9 to 5, I would not even go home. I'd either be in the gym or I would be doing photo shoots. And I made myself so busy that by the time I got home, I didn't want to jerk off. I mean, I was so tired, I didn't have the energy to even do it. So just getting busy. And this is almost like saying find your own purpose in life, because, you know, when you have all this time on your hands, and believe it or not, you know, I did give a lot of time to porn, but when you have all this time in your hands and you know you're not going to go back, you're presented every single day with an opportunity and a choice. I'm either going to do something with my life now, or I'm not going to do anything with my life. I'm going to fall back into my vices. So if I didn't make that clear enough, I would say just get as busy as you can, finding something to occupy your time, whether it's the gym, whether it's mixed martial arts, whether it's, you know, drawing, painting, and just being outside the house as much as possible, you know.
Awesome advice.
Yeah.
All right, I think that wraps it up.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for being on my channel.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. And we're also going to do a video on Seth's channel on the topic of law of attraction.
Yeah.
So I'll put a link to that video in the description and like annotation. And I'll also put a link to Seth's channel in the description. Definitely check him out. I'm a big fan of his work. I'm subscribed to his channel. You guys should definitely check him out. Subscribe to his channel. We hope you enjoy this video, and good luck, no fappers. And for those of you who are trying to quit porn, it's tough.
It is.
It's tough, man.
Good luck, guys.
All right. Peace.